Hello guys, welcome to my next draft analysis video. This time we will take a look at the Cloud9 versus FlyQuest draft. FlyQuest, Cloud9 starts off with a Trundle ban, and as I said in my previous video, they banned when Zed of 100 Thieves, and now Trundle is banned away. So this again suggests that there's probably some kind of tank getting picked up here, but since you ban Trundle, probably look for a tank jungler, so something like Jarvan, Sejuani, or Zac is a possibility, but probably the most likely is Olaf, even though none of these picks are really great first picks. This is what FlyQuest should now expect. FlyQuest then goes and bans away the Varus, which I think is a fine ban. You should still do it, even though you maybe think that Cloud9 is going to pick something else here. And next up, that's very interesting. C9 actually bans Graves. This says since if FlyQuest don't ban it and Cloud9 don't ban it, you can just first pick Graves here. This says that they actually don't want to first pick it. I don't think that Blabber has a champion pool issue. I think he can play Graves. So this says that they don't want to pick Graves, and either Graves counters that pick, or they just don't want to deal with Graves, which is more likely. But this also says that they're going to pick something not ordinary here. And FlyQuest, though they ban away the Syndra, which is still fine, I think. But now they have the, I don't know how fine Syndra really is, because if they ban away Graves, they're probably not going to first pick Syndra, so you can pick Syndra yourself. Still, obviously, just a safety issue. They still ban away Syndra, which is also fine, I would say. Cloud9's last ban then is the Kalista, which is also fine. I already said it in my previous videos. Kalista ban is quite good here. FlyQuest bans away the Yuumi. I think that there were better options that you could have banned away. You could ban the Aphelios, the Nautilus, Thresh, those kind of champions. Were better options, especially because what they picked here. Anyways, Cloud9 pick up Olaf first pick. I think it's not the smartest moves. Olaf is for sure counterable, especially with for example Kindred is still up, Nidalee is still up, so there are ways to counter Olaf. So it's very interesting that they go for that. FlyQuest then responds with Zed, which is fine, into Olaf. It's not particularly great, but it's fine. And then they pick up Karma. This is something that I don't understand, because this says, alright, we want to pick Ezreal here, and we don't think that you will pick Ezreal. But since you want to pick Ezreal here, I don't understand why you ban Yuumi, because Ezreal Yuumi is stronger than Ezreal Karma. And this is like another question mark for me. I think that they actually decided after banning Yuumi that they want to play that. Because of the Olaf, I would say. This is something that I don't understand, because especially when you have an Olaf here, Yuumi would just make way more sense here. I just don't really understand it. Why they have done it. Anyways, B2 here was Aphelios and then Nautilus, which I think is fine. Aphelios Nautilus isn't the best option against Karma Ezreal, but this still should be alright. Aphelios obviously has some kind of range, especially at the beginning. They are ranged though. Obviously they now have hard engage and can counter pick top lane. So they don't have to pick some kind of engaged top lane. They can just pick a matchup that is hard winning for them top lane. While FlyQuest still needs engage either in jungle or mid lane, so probably jungle. FlyQuest then bans away the Ornn, which again I don't understand, because you have Zed does fine into Ornn, is even a good matchup for Zed, and Zed is most likely going in top lane. Don't think that you can really consider him jungle here against Olaf, because Olaf can clear really fast what Zed can't clear as fast. He is quite slow, especially at the beginning. So Zed is going top lane and Ornn is a good matchup. They already have engaged, so not they don't have to pick engage here, so they don't have to pick a Ornn or Maokai here. So their own pick doesn't really make a lot of sense. C9 bans away the Azir, which is obviously a Power of Evil is very good on Azir, but I would still say that Azir obviously has the possibility to kind of stop Olaf with Azir's arm. So I think it's a fine ban. FlyQuest then bans away the Zoe. And this is like a huge problem, because normally you would pick Zoe here, because you have already 2 poke champions, and then you have a 3rd poke champion. And you then can pick some kind of, you can pick for example Jarvan here. So you have another tank, Sett and Jarvan as tanks, and then you have 3 pokes, which is like a really good combo. But apparently Power of Evil can't play Zoe, this is why they had to ban it, because they didn't want to give Niski Zoe, and then Cloud9 bans Zoe with Nidalee. This actually, if you can't pick Zoe, would have been my preferred pick here. Either Nidalee or also Kindred. Both do quite good into Olaf. Nidalee can't really go onto Aphelios though, because of Nautilus, but Kindred should be fine here. But then you have the problem that you probably need another melee here. I could also say we go for Karma mid lane, and then we pick up, for example, Soraka here. This probably, I would rather wait for this pick here for Soraka if you want to go for it, and then pick, for example, Jarvan here. Jarvan would be a very good option. You could play Sejuani maybe against Aphelios, but obviously Sejuani does very bad into Olaf. I think Jarvan, if you want really a melee, then Jarvan would have been a very good option. They pick Lee Sin though, which I don't understand. Lee Sin has some early pressure, but he can't play really around bot lane, because they don't have an engage option. They only can poke, and they have the engage option that they can go in, and Olaf can way easier play around bot side than Lee Sin can, and also they would probably lose the 3v3. And now you have no engage. The only engage option is Lee Sin kick or a Sett ultimate through a flank, and this really hard limits your engage options. So you basically need CC, something that can snowball, and something that Lee Sin can play around. So some kind of early game, and then you have the problem that you don't really have that great of a late game. Cloud9 picks up LeBlanc. I don't think LeBlanc is really good here. I think LeBlanc probably is. LeBlanc's a fine blind pick here, but I think, for example, Orianna would have been better because you already have 3 teamfight champions, and LeBlanc isn't that great at team fighting. You can obviously blow up Karma, but you can't, and you can also blow up Lee Sin if he goes like full damage, full lethality. You probably can't blow up Ezreal here. I would say that, for example, you could pick Corki here, Cassio, although Cassio is not the best blunt pickable champion in my eyes. Could have picked Orianna, maybe Galio, probably Galio not, but like I would say Orianna would have been the better blind pick here. And then last pick was the Jace. I think it's I don't know. Don't think that the Western Jace players are really good at this champion. I feel like Chinese and Korean players are way better, and you also saw it in the game that Jace didn't really do a lot. Well, he did a lot, but could have done so much better. I think other picks would have been better. For example, you could have picked Gangplank, Cannon, Quinn, if you really wanted to fuck up Sett, maybe Wayne, Lucian, or like all of these ranged top laners would have been quite good. Although I think Jace still is a fine option. You have the engage, but now you have the problem that your team doesn't really have that great synergies. Jace wants to poke and split push, LeBlanc wants to find picks, Olaf wants to find picks, Phaedos and Nautilus want to team fight, Nautilus also wants to find picks, so you don't really have a great team fight composition, you don't really have a great poke composition, you don't really have, I mean you have pick potential, but yeah, it's like a mixed and not like one specific style, which can be good or a bad thing. And FlyQuest, now you have, as I said, the problem that you need some kind of CC. You have to win, especially because you play against LeBlanc. You need some kind of CC to lock her down. Otherwise, Lee Sin can't really do a lot early game because he can't play around any lanes. Set is losing. If Olaf is around, you lose the 2v2. Karma and Ezreal are. Yeah, I can't really engage, then you would lose the 3v3. Now you need something that is early game focused, where you can win the 2v2, which is always hard against Olaf. So maybe Cassio, but then obviously you don't have an engage, but Cassio is an option. Could play Qiyana here as well, but she's melee and probably a range would be better. You could also say, alright, we want to go full poke, we can't play Zoe, but Power of Evil for sure can play Zeref, so you can, for example, go Zeref, you can go Vel'Koz. These matchups aren't too great for Power of Evil though, and LeBlanc should win it, but you can still say we want to go that specific way. For example, Kassadin, you can't really pick Kassadin here. Kassadin would be actually fine into LeBlanc, but not against Olaf, Nautilus, Phaedos and Jace. But they ended up picking Corki, which is good for late game, but means that Lee Sin is basically useless, because he can't play around any lane. Yes, he can gank top lane. He can't gank mid lane because LeBlanc can just walk away. He can't really gank bot lane that easy. So the only really option is to play to gank top lane. You'll probably lose the 2v2 here though. So you have to be very, very careful. You have no lane to play around. And yeah, Lee Sin is basically completely useless. So this is why, for example, Nidalee would have been better here, where you can just farm. Still, Nidalee wouldn't be like incredibly great. You could also say we want to go Karthus here to farm it out. It's also an option, but Karthus obviously is difficult. Or just say we want to pick Kindred here. Jarvan is also an option. Can do things early, but doesn't have to. But yeah, Lee Sin pick yeah, really fucks up this draft hard. I think C9 won, even though C9 also made mistakes. But FlyQuest draft is horrible, especially because of Lee Sin. You don't have any engage options. You have some kind of poke, but yeah, not really enough because you have Nautilus and Olaf. Phaedos can heal himself. LeBlanc can blow up 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 people. Here Jace can blow up 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 people. So this is yeah, overall a clear C9 win. I hope you enjoyed this draft analysis video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time.